Davante Adams has been traded to the Las Vegas Raiders and is now not only the highest paid receiver in the history of the NFL, he is now the highest paid non-quarterback in the history of the NFL, making nearly $30 million a year. We're going to talk about it. And should you ever pay a receiver that much money after the bump? What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? My name is JeffLightsyJr. here with the Black Boss channel of Victory Formation. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and notification bell because I upload every single day. Now, Davante Adams making that cheddar cheese, y'all. Davante Adams has been traded from the Green Bay Packers to the Las Vegas Raiders. Shout out to God because I'm a Las Vegas Raiders fan. And he will now be the highest paid non-quarterback in the history of the NFL in a blockbuster trade that set the world on fire. Adams, who refused to play under the franchise tag that Green Bay had designated him, and Adams, who everybody knew would just be a lock to come back and play with his buddy who helped him score 29 touchdowns over the last 2 years in Aaron Rodgers. He just knew those two guys were going to come back together after they just caught 123 passes this past season, had another 11 touchdowns, a 1,500-yard season. You knew those guys went together like peanut butter and jelly. You knew they wanted to come back, especially after Aaron Rodgers just got paid. He just got $150 million. They're like, yo, Davante, you next. And Davante was like, oh, hold my beer, because I want some bread too. And I don't know if I want to be here. I think I might. I think I'm gonna go hang with my old buddy and Derek Carr, my old college teammate, who I helped lead the NCAA when we were in college in receiving yards and receiving touchdowns. So this move was crazy. We're going to go ahead and look at ESPN.com. This is an article written by ESPN.com. It says Green Bay, turns out Aaron Rodgers' return to Green Bay didn't mean the same for Davante Adams. Just days after Rodgers signed his blockbuster contract extension to return, Adams, his favorite target, like literally his favorite target by a landslide, has left town in a trade to Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders are sending the Packers, and this is what kind of blew me. I was kind of surprised by this. A first rounder and a second rounder. That's it. First and a second rounder in this year's draft. It gives Packers 4 picks in the top 60. Adams is 29 and signing a 5-year contract extension averaging $28.5 million per year with $67.5 million fully guaranteed. A source said Rodgers was aware of the developments with Adams. Now, this is actually interesting. Who preferred to play elsewhere rather than return to Green Bay for a contract and pay structure similar to his deal with the Raiders. The trade unites Adams with Derek Carr, his quarterback at Fresno State, before they entered the NFL together in 2014, and also gives Carr a number 1 receiver in his prime. The Raiders' odds obviously jumped. The Packers' odds went down. Let's see. The Packers had to use the franchise tag on Adams last week, but now they're free with $20.5 million. This is okay. A lot about Packers salary cap. So the question is, because Adams becomes the highest paid receiver, the highest paid non-quarterback ever, and the question begs, should you ever pay a receiver that much? Now, the only person in the ballpark of Davante Adams' $28.5 million that he'll make from the Raiders every year moving forward, $67.5 fully guaranteed, is DeAndre Hopkins, who is amazing in his own right, makes $27 million with the Arizona Cardinals. But is a receiver worth it? Now, I remember back in the day, people used to say receivers weren't like as valuable as they think they are. They used to call them icing on like a cake. It's like, okay, the quarterback is like a cake, right? And the team's like a cake. But receivers, you can do without them. You can do with them. You can do without them. And because teams like the Patriots would always win with like subpar receivers or like, just decent receivers. They play good in Super Bowls, but they wasn't really like stat monsters, guys like Wes Welker until he got Peyton Manning. And Well, not necessarily Wes Welker, but guys like Julian Edelman and what's the other guy? Well, Wes Welker wasn't even that good till he got to the Patriots, and then the other, them little dudes that play for the Patriots, can't even think of their names. But they were like, "Yo, you do it with these guys. You got Hall of Fame tight end in like Gronk, but you got the guy that's quarterback." But now the NFL's a weapons league. The Rams have shown you that. The Bengals have shown you that. Teams that win Super Bowls, the Chiefs have shown you that. The Bills have shown you that. The teams that win the Super Bowls and the teams that go out there and make a lot of noise in the playoffs now in today's NFL with all the rule changes and all the high scoring offenses are the teams with the weapons, right? Not necessarily the weapon one nuclear bomb that you're paying almost $30 million a year. Because even if you look at the Rams, Cooper Kupp, who was just their all do everything, he's probably looking at Devontae's deal and salivating. But they're not paying any one weapon $30 million a year, or $28.5 million a year. And so with the Cardinals, they were a good team, but DeAndre gets hurt, and then it's like, is DeAndre worth $27.5 million? Is any receiver worth that much? Because are they changing your fortunes as one? Now, not as a collective, but as one receiver changing your fortunes that much. Devontae couldn't help Green Bay that much in the playoffs when they start bracket coveraging them, and Aaron Rodgers didn't want to throw the ball to anybody else. You get what I'm saying? So it's like DC Derek Carr. Now, he's got some weapons. You got Darren Waller. You got Devontae Adams. You got Hunter Renfrow in the slot. So as a unit, this is a pretty sweet unit. But paying him that much, is it going to prove its worth? If you don't get a Super Bowl out of it, if you don't even get an AFC championship or even a division title, which will be hard enough in the AFC West with the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, with the Chargers and Justin Herbert, and now the Broncos and Russell Wilson, if you don't even get a division title out of that, was it worth paying him $28.5 million? Was it worth bringing on a price tag of a receiver of 67.5 fully guaranteed million for one receiver? I guess only time will tell, but I'm not sure. I don't know if it hasn't been proven, but I don't know of any team that has done real work and real damage with a receiver making, well, no receivers made this much money, but with a receiver being in the 20 plus million. Because like I said, the Rams, Cooper Kupp, they're not getting too much of nothing. The Chiefs the year before, or the Bucks, they're not. I mean, Mike Adams, he's their best receiver. He'll go in the Hall of Fame. He's not getting $20 million a year. The Chiefs the year before, Tyreek Hill, Kelsey, they're getting nice, but they're not getting $20 million a year. I just don't know. I just don't know. Amari Cooper kind of set this off a few years ago with the $20 million. And it was like Amari Cooper, Michael Thomas. And then folks start getting crazy and paying dudes like this offseason. They're paying dudes like Christian Kirk $18 million a year. Some reports at first are saying $21 million a year for Christian Kirk. Now you got Devontae Adams making 28.5. If the Raiders don't even get a division title out of this, it won't spell good. Because Devontae Adams is at a position that is very, very dependent on the quarterback. And when you have a position that is very dependent and you're paying them that much money, you hope to get the maximum out of them, especially because I know Devontae's going to get silly in the regular season, but especially when it matters the most, which is the playoffs. I guess only time we'll have to wait and see. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Once again, my name is JeffLightsyJr at the Black Boss channel on Victory Formation. Hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.